guys, what's good? What's going on? How is everybody today? I'm really struggling with lighting. I'm gonna get this down eventually, I promise you. Anyway, welcome in for Truth Talks. I wanted to pop on. I'm not gonna be on here long, but I got to thinking. I was in the middle of a bunch of paperwork today, had a bunch of calls off and on throughout the day, and I was like, oh, I need to do this video. And so I wanted, you guys know me, I'm always going to be authentic with you. I'm always going to be very, very transparent. And I was thinking about where I was in my planning and the stuff that I had going on yet this afternoon, and I was like, yeah, do I have time, this, that, and the other thing. So I want to talk about every day is not game day. That's what I want to talk about. That's the conversation I want to have. And so as you guys come in, feel free to share the video out. I'm sure this nugget is going to help somebody who is probably struggling with some time management and trying to balance things out. So as you guys come in, welcome. My name is Marci, Batiste, your Ultimate Power Coach, America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer, here to help you restore harmony back in your life, relationships, and your business. And one of the biggest obstacles and biggest struggles that I hear is people talking about not having enough balance. And we talked about the balance versus the harmony yesterday on the video. But I wanted to expand on that a little bit. And I wanted to actually give you a real life scenario and show how this actually, I firmly believe you have to walk your talk. You have to actually live your message. You have to be your message. You have to completely embody it. It has to truly be authentic to who you are. So in that vein, I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, today has been a planning day. Every day is not game day, meaning you don't go out to perform every single day. If you think about football, Sundays are football. Like, that's game day. Unless it's Monday Night Football, but anyway, I digress. Every day is not game day. You have a certain day of the week that is set aside for a game, and then speaking of football, you have what they call a bye week, which means you don't have no game, right? And so that's rest. It's whatever they do on bye weeks. So the same thing is you have to build that in. You have to build that as part of your strategy, even as an entrepreneur. So even though I didn't feel like I really wanted to come on and bring a message today, there was a message here, and I felt like I needed to share the truth with you. I felt like, this is Truth Talks, and so in Truth Talks, that's what we do. We have conversations for real people dealing with real stuff about real life, right? And this is real life for me. A million things going on. Was like, really need to do a video, but thinking about the message, what do I want to deliver, and I'm like, what, just tell the truth. It's Truth Talks. Tell the freaking truth, Marci. Just tell the truth. And so every day is not game day. You have to have your days where, for me today has really been a strategic planning day. I was a bank executive for 30 years, and we would literally take a couple of weeks every quarter and set that aside just for strategic planning, right? So you want to have that plan, you want to know where you're headed and have that direction. And so, strategic planning from my corporate background is embedded in how I do business. That planning piece, that being strategic about it, writing things out. And one of the things I have for my clients is a thinking day, where each week they have a day where they really just kind of think through, like, your business, where are you, like, have that honest, objective conversation with yourself. But I wanted to come on for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to be honest, right? I wanted to have that truthful conversation with you about showing up even when you don't feel like you want to show up. I want you to be able to deliver this message that says, I said I was going to do this, so here I am. Can when you think about retail stores, right? If they say their hours are from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, you're going to show up between the hours of 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. As an entrepreneur, you have to do the same thing. If you say you're going to show up, you have to show up. So for me, even though today was, and this last few days has been strategic planning, today was kind of a thinking and organizing day, and then scattered throughout that some client calls and a couple of meetings. But having that feeling is normal to say, oh, I know I said I was going to do this, but I don't really feel like it. So today's not game day, but I still have to show up my best, whether it's on camera, whether it's behind the scenes. I still have to show up. I still have to be consistent. So if I say that I'm going to bring you messages about truth talks, then you expect me to bring a message to you about truth talk. So let's have an honest conversation about how that what that looks like in your business, what that looks like in your life. You're not always going to feel like it's game day. You're always going to want to show up like it's game day. Some days you're going to want to take the day off. The challenge is how you go about it. What do you do on those days off? Are they productive days off, or are you just wasting time away? Much of football is behind the scenes. It's in the locker rooms. It's watching films. It's breaking down plays. It's memorizing plays. It's practice. All of those things. You have to make time for that. Even as an entrepreneur, you have to make time for that. Stacy or Gillette says, I need to do a thinking day this weekend. Yeah, thinking days, as you know, Gillette, are really, really important days, and people underestimate the power and the benefit of just setting aside time to think about your business and think about where you are. I'm a big proponent of a personal board of directors, right? And, having that personal board of directors, so you have, for me anyway, I have my thinking day. I have my methodologies for documenting my ideas. We have the idea book and all these things that I utilize with clients that I use those to function. Like, that's how I'm a product of my product. I live my story. And thinking days is part of who I am. Strategic planning, like I said, is a huge part of who I am. But also showing up. If I say I'm going to show up, I have to show up. I don't want my brand to be one where it's the little corner mom and pop shop on the side of the road, and some days you roll up and Pop felt like coming in, and some days you roll up and Pop didn't feel like, and some days you're going to find Ma in there, and sometimes you're going to find Aunt Sally in there, because neither Ma or Pa wanted to show up, but she had to come up that way anyway, so they open up. No, don't do that. Show up. Be consistent. Every day's not game day. You're not going to feel like it's your best. You're not going to feel like it's your peak performing days, and that's okay. But show up, be consistent, and when you do take those days off, make sure they're productive. Are you using them for strategic planning? Are you using them to build your business? Are you using them to build your brand? Are you using them? Sometimes it's rest. We're talking about football. Rest. They'll say, particularly during the playoffs, they say, they have so many days of rest between now and their next game. Rest is important. You have to, when we talk about life, relationships, and business, we talk about building that harmony. You have to build that across the board. And every aspect of your life has to incorporate all these strategies. So I can't just strategize for my business and not strategize for my life. I can't strategize for my life and not my business. I can't strategize for those two things but not deal with my personal relationships. No, I have to show up consistently in all these different areas in order to be who I say I am. And that's what's important to me. That's that character piece. That's showing up, being where you say you are, doing what you say you're going to do consistently. So that's the message. Every day ain't game day, but you still got to show up for yourself. So have an amazing day. I am going to get back to what I have to get done today. Finish up some strategic planning stuff, which I'm so excited about. I've been working on Power Surge 18, and oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait to share. I just can't wait to share this with you. It's going to start in October. You'll start hearing more about it coming up here in the next few weeks, but amazing. So that's what I've been working on. Can't wait to share those details with you, but in the meantime, in between time, as always, Thanks for living life on Mars with me and being part of the Ultimate Power Team. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.